Have you ever laid in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, with your heart racing and your mind refusing to stop? The day is over, but your thoughts are louder than ever. You think about tomorrow's problems, yesterday's regrets, and every what-if your mind can imagine. Your body is tired, but your heart feels heavy. Sleep is nowhere to be found. And the worst part? You know you need rest, but stress is holding you hostage. If this is you, I have good news. Allah, the most merciful, has given us words that are more powerful than any sleeping pill, more healing than any therapy session, and more calming than the softest lullaby. Today, we're going to uncover a dua from the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad, a dua that can lift your anxiety, calm your heart, and grant you peaceful sleep. Understanding anxiety and stress in Islam. Anxiety and stress are part of being human. Even the greatest believers, the prophets, the Sahaba, the righteous people, went through moments of fear, sadness, and restlessness. Allah says in the Qur'an, "Indeed, we have created man in hardship." Surah Al-Balad, chapter 90, verse 4. Life is designed to test us. Some tests come in the form of loss, others in the form of uncertainty. And for many, it comes as overthinking at night, a restless heart, and a tired soul. But here's the beautiful thing. In Islam, anxiety is not a sign of weak faith. Even Prophet Moses, may Allah be pleased with him, felt fear when facing Pharaoh. Even our beloved Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, faced days of deep concern and nights where he sought Allah's comfort. What makes the believer different is how they handle these feelings. Instead of letting worry consume them, they turn to the one who controls all hearts. The power of dua for calming the heart. Allah says, "Unquestionably, by the remembrance of Allah hearts are assured." Qur'an, chapter 13, verse 28. This is not just poetry, it's a divine truth. Your mind may be racing, your heart pounding, your problems stacking up. But the moment you remember Allah sincerely, it's as if a cool wave of peace washes over you. Why? Because the one you're speaking to is the owner of all solutions. When you say a dua, you are handing your fears to the one who can make them vanish in an instant. Think about it. No therapist can guarantee your peace. No medication can fix every worry. But Allah, He is As-Salam, the source of peace Himself. The story of the prayer for anxiety and sleep. One night, a companion of the Prophet, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, came to him with a heavy heart. He said he was feeling overwhelmed, full of worry, and unable to rest. The Prophet, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, with his unmatched gentleness, taught him words that would not only calm his heart, but also soothe his soul enough for peaceful sleep. This dua is recorded in Sahih sources, and it is known as a remedy for sadness, anxiety, and sleeplessness. The Prophet, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, taught, "O Allah, I am your servant, son of your servant, son of your maidservant. My forehead is in your hand. Your command over me is forever executed, and your decree over me is just. I ask you by every name belonging to you which you have named yourself with, or revealed in your book, or taught to any of your creation, or kept unto yourself in the knowledge of the unseen with you, that you make the Qur'an the spring of my heart, the light of my chest, the remover of my sorrow, and the reliever of my distress." Why this dua works. Let's break down why this dua is so powerful. 1. It starts with humility. I am your servant. You're acknowledging your position before Allah, dependent, weak, and in need of His help. 2. It affirms Allah's control. My forehead is in your hand, meaning your life, your destiny, your every heartbeat is in His hands. 3. It acknowledges His justice. Your decree over me is just. Even if life feels unfair, you admit that Allah never wrongs His servant. 4. It uses the greatest possible method of asking, invoking all of Allah's names. This is like presenting your request with the highest level of honor. 5. It asks for the Qur'an to heal you. Make the Qur'an the spring of my heart. The Qur'an is not just for recitation. It is medicine for the heart and soul. When you say this dua, you're not just asking for sleep. You're asking Allah to remove the root cause of your anxiety. And how to say this dua? When you can't sleep, recite it after Isha or while lying in bed. When overwhelmed during the day, recite it silently in your heart. After Salah, especially during sujud or after taslim. Steps to maximize the effect. Make wudu before bed. Lie on your right side, as the Prophet, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, recommended. Recite the dua with full focus, imagining you are speaking directly to Allah. Place your trust in Him. Truly believe that He can remove your worries. A relatable story of transformation. Let me share a story. There was a sister named Amina. For months, she struggled with insomnia. She would go to bed exhausted, but the moment her head hit the pillow, her mind replayed every worry, unpaid bills, her children's future, her health. One night, she came across this very dua. She thought, what do I have to lose? She made wudu, turned off the lights, and recited it slowly, with tears streaming down her face. For the first time in months, she slept through the night. She woke up with a lighter heart, not because her problems disappeared, but because she remembered who is in control. Combining dua with practical actions. Islam teaches us to combine spiritual and practical steps. If you want peaceful sleep, avoid caffeine late in the day. Disconnect from your phone at least 30 minutes before bed. Read Qur'an before sleeping, even one page. Make istighfar. Sometimes our heart is heavy because of sins we've forgotten. The Prophet, may the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, also recommended reciting Ayat al-Kursi and the last 3 surahs before bed for protection and peace. Final comforting words. My dear brothers and sisters, anxiety and stress are heavy burdens, but you were never meant to carry them alone. Your Lord says, and when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the invocation of the supplicant when he calls upon me. Surah Al-Baqarah, Chapter 2, Verse 186. Call on him tonight. Tell him your fears. Ask him for peace. And then sleep knowing the King of the heavens and the earth is watching over you. If you found comfort in this reminder, share it with someone who is struggling to sleep tonight. May Allah fill your nights with tranquility and your days with light. And remember, no matter how loud the storm in your mind is, the mercy of Allah is louder.